another session done, Jack, but I suppose we may as well get straight into it with you because there's been so much chat for a long time, obviously, about the new date for Josh Taylor. We know it's going to happen. I know that's the main thing from your point of view, I suppose, is it's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of fine-tuning exactly when, but we're thinking Feb at some point.
Yeah, so my understanding is that we've agreed terms to fight each other. The only thing left up for discussion is date and venue. We was ready to go November, December. On his side, they wanted it in New Year, so we're now looking at a date in February.
Amazing how quickly a year goes, isn't it?
Scary, you know what? I've been in the gym. I had a couple of weeks off. I was back in the gym, training, running, keeping myself busy, and I've been in a good position to go. Unfortunately, we've had to wait a bit longer than we anticipated, but the opportunity to fight for a world title. I know Josh will have the WBO world title this time, so it was a case of getting a shot at a world title rather than 2-3 fights to build back into that position, win this, and then go on from there.
Yeah, in terms of we knew that there was going to be a fractured situation potentially with the belts, and again, you've had to deal with the fact that you may not get that shot or the belts again that you did get. And I know what you feel about the first fight, as a lot of people do. Have you dealt with that? That's gone now. Whatever. You just want our world title. Get on with it. Get cracking.
Yeah, of course. We dealt with that in the weeks after the first fight, and we are where we are. Looking forward to a rematch. There'll be a world title up for grabs. My goal is still to be world champion, and I believe I'm capable of that. I anticipate a much different fight second time round, but a fight that I know I can win.
Much different fight. That's interesting because clearly the way that you handled the first fight, it was almost perfect, wasn't it? Really, in terms of your game plan. Now, again, he said plenty of things after that about lots of stuff, if you like. A little grin there. But so, how's he tackle it differently? What's he going to do? You say it's going to be a different fight. What do you do? What does he do that's so different?
I think this time round, he's obviously got a new trainer. He's left Ben. He's over in Liverpool with Dom McGuinness. He's got to approach it different. I know we heard the excuses last time of the weight, the injury, etc., but ultimately he's got to approach the fight different. And ultimately for me it's about being prepared for any situation, whether he wants to come and have a scrap, whether he wants to box on the back foot. Again, I've got to prepare even better than the first time to make sure I've covered everything to go in there and do the job on him.
Yeah, the shift to Joe McNally is an interesting one. I mean, Joe's a real emerging talent as a trainer. You know, Kevin Aguiargo's there now, he's moved there, and it seems to be that he's really on the up. He's always dealt with top fighters, obviously, anyway. He's always had a really good gym. I mean, how good a move is that when you look at that from Josh's point of view?
You know what, I don't know Joe Mac personally, but I mean, he's been in there a matter of weeks now. The fight's, maybe 12, 14 weeks away. I don't know if you can change somebody who's boxed all their life in that short period of time. There'll be certainly things he'll be showing him to try and do, but I think Josh, you would certainly need a couple fights, in my opinion, to get settled in with it. Like when I joined Jamie and Nigel, it took 3 or 4 fights to embed the stuff that I've been working on. I don't think it can change him overnight, so it'll be interesting.
And you've had a long time to think about this, and there's still a bit more time to go. But, you know, with what you did last time, there's going to be different eyes on you now. Going to be a whole different ball game with the bookies and everything else, and you've got to deal with a lot more pressure now. Last time, I suppose, it was a bit of a free hit because no one gave you a prayer apart from people in the know around this place, I suppose, mainly. How do you deal with that, or is that anything that's going to affect you at all?
You know what, I'm going to say nothing's really changed apart from more eyes will be on the fight. I'm very grateful of that. I've had a lot of support since the last fight, but I keep myself grounded. I've got a great team, and I've said this time and time again. I've got a great family, great bunch of friends and a great team, so they'll keep me where I need to be. Ultimately, it's going to grow in exposure, and that's a good thing for me, more eyes on the fight, and hopefully they can all see me become world champion.
And lots said in these parts with the coaches here about your intelligence as a fighter, how you can adapt, how you can switch, and again, that's going to be interesting if you are going to need to do that in this fight.
Yeah, of course, I think people have watched previous fights of mine and they come to some assumption maybe I'm one-paced and flat-footed, but you certainly speak to the opponents that I've been in the ring with, they'll tell you the opposite. And I honestly do believe the study work that I've done over the years as an amateur, as an early pro, travelling, sparring, watching tapes back, and constantly working on my own craft with my coaches, but also on my own. I think that's paid dividends to my boxing game. And I believe my IQ is better than Josh. I believe I'm stronger, I'll be fitter than him. I think I'll have all the tools to do the job.
And the camp is flying. I know you were out in the UAE for the last fight with Chantel, getting all the belts, and Akib did the business, and again you were there enjoying that whole situation. I mean, what does that do for you? What does it do for this place when you see your mates doing what they're doing?
You know what? It's unbelievable. Chantel's just become undisputed. Akib picked up his 10th win. You know, I always get behind the guys in the gym. Lerone Harrison's fighting in 2 weeks. Rocky Fielding in December, and it's a good feeling to be in the gym with a good atmosphere, and we all support each other, and I have no doubt once my fight gets announced they'll all be coming supporting me.
You know, just watching Rocky on the pads, he's banging a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd be ready for it.
And Christmas it's suspended this year. Is that the idea? You just got to rattle through it.
You know what? Christmas, I think it lands on a Sunday this year. That'll be my day of rest. I'll be able to open some presents with a little baby, and that's it. But come Monday morning, it's straight back to work, and got a job to do.
So one day, one bit of turkey, that's it. That's
one bit of turkey, a few veggies, and straight back to the job.